This is Claudia here from the Bookkeeping Experts. We are back for more education on QuickBooks Online. We're back twice a week for most part. And we're here to bring to you the best and most updated information on QuickBooks Online. We want to make your life easier. We've been doing this for a long time, and we have learned and made mistakes along the way until we get to this point, and we want to help you so you don't have to make the same mistakes that we have made, and you will be able to navigate through QuickBooks a lot easier. Of course, at the end of the year, what are we thinking about? We're thinking about planning and budgeting. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So without much further ado, we're going to go straight into QuickBooks Online. But before we go, wait a minute, stop right there. If you like this content, if you find it useful, please subscribe to our channel. I found out that only a small percentage of you that watch our videos constantly are not subscribed yet. So please click on that subscribe button, and we promise to you that we're going to continue bringing relevant content on QuickBooks Online, and we're going to help continue growing so that you can take your business to the next level and not have to make the same mistakes over and over again, and be able to navigate through QuickBooks like a pro. All right, so here we go. QuickBooks Online. We are going to share with you the budget feature on QuickBooks Online. Now, keep in mind that is not available on all subscription. It's only available on Plus and Advanced. So if you want to take advantage of that, you can upgrade, or I'm going to give you alternatives as well. But if you do have the Plus Advanced, you want to create a budget, how do you do that, Claudia? Click on the top gear menu on the right-hand side, top right-hand side gear menu. And under Tools, you want to click on Budgeting. And that's where we are. We're going to go ahead and click on Create or Import Budget. If you already have a budget, you want to import that from a prior year, you can do that. It has to be a CSV file format, so CSV file, or you can do Google Sheet as well. All right, so let's go ahead and create a budget from scratch here. And we're going to take it from the profit and loss. You can create the budget based on a prior period, okay? And you can do it consolidated or subdivided. And for the data, you can do it pre-fill, or you can fill it out yourself, okay? For 2024, we can do the actual, or I can leave it open. We're going to go to next. And here is our budget. The first column is going to show the actual. And then on the second column, you can write your budget totals, right? Now here, I also have the budget for the 2024, but I want 2025. So I can go ahead and fix that. So as soon as I change here, now I have the right months over here. See that? Okay. And then you can change in whatever way you want to change this. So let's suppose you want to copy the information you had before. So you want to put, let's see, your design income as 2,250, and you want to copy this across. You can actually click on this arrow over here, and it's going to be copy across, okay? If not, we're just going to delete that and enter whatever budget you want for each of the months. So let's suppose that you want to see a growth of, let's say, 20% for the year. You can divide it through the months, right? So you can calculate what was your total income. So your total income was 22. Let me bring this over here. Total income was 2250, and I want to increase by 30%, so times 1.3. So my total would be $29.25, and I'm going to divide this by 12. So the income should be $243.75 per month, and it's got a cross. So you can click here, cross. Okay. Let's suppose you don't have a budget on discount given, or maybe you do. If you do have a budget, let's suppose that you want to give about the same discount. So it's a minus 89.50. It's minus because it's a counter income. So that's why it's negative. It's taking away from the income. And if it's going to be a cross, oh, by the way, it's 89.50 for the year. These numbers are not right. This is a sample account, okay? But I'm assuming that your numbers could be a lot higher than that. Okay, we're just gonna delete that, and we're gonna divide this because I want that amount divided by 12. So it's 89.50 divided by 12. So $7.45 per month. So let's suppose that the budgeted amount was $89.50, and that for next year, there you go, $7.46 per month. Okay. All right. And this is if I want to have everything equal. But of course, for some of you guys, you have skew sales, means that maybe seasonal sales, right? Maybe, you're pretty busy in the summertime, but in the wintertime it's slower. Or here in Florida, I'm in Florida, the restaurants and a lot of the business get really busy in the wintertime. And when it gets summertime, some of those business slow down. Isn't that interesting? It's kind of contrary to most of places, but that's how it works here. So if it is seasonal and you want to change each month based on what you have seen before, then you can manually just add those numbers over there based on whatever growth you are foreseeing. Okay. And same thing with any kind of expense. So 1477.50 for the year. I don't plan on changing that. So if I click, I put the budget totals, it's going to automatically fill all my months box. So that's pretty cool feature. You don't have to do it one by one unless those expenses vary. But I'm assuming landscaping service, rental, and some of those expenses are fixed expense, and they're going to be the same thing over and over again. Okay, and you want to go through every single detail, all your expenses, and if there is items that you want to add, you can add those items as well. Okay, after you're done here, you can export to Excel or as PDF, and you can also save and close. Okay, and then keep it for the next year, or send it to your coworkers, or send it to the rest of the staff on the company. All right, so that would be it for today. So talking about budget, why is it so important? Let's go back here. Okay. All right, so I hope that you found this useful. Now, oh yes, I'm going to go back to QuickBooks because I need to show you what if you don't have QuickBooks Plus and you want an alternative on how to do your budget? What can you do? All right, let's go back there. Okay, one more thing here I need to show you. All right, so let's get out of here. I'm not going to save anything. This is a simple account anyways. How can I create a budget if I don't have QuickBooks Plus? So what we can do, I can go into the profit and loss, look at this year's number, okay? And I can click on this number here and export it into Excel. All right, so I'm gonna open up my Excel. All right, there it is. Opening up my Excel here. And I can go from here. I can use the prior numbers so that I can design my numbers from your prior profit and loss. So just export to Excel. That's all you're going to do. And you're going to have your totals over here and then your months. You can just type January, February, whatever way, but just you can use these numbers from the prior year. And let's suppose that you want an increase in sales of 30%. I'm just going to go click on the total income for the prior year. I'm going to do the equal sign, and then I'm going to select the prior year income, and I'm going to multiply that by 1.3, and voila. And then if I want to spread it through the months, I can as well. So this is the way that you manually do. So how do you do it? You send it to Excel, and then you'll be able to make whatever changes you need to make for the following year. Okay, now we are ready to go back here. Okay. All right. Okay. So we talk about how to create budget in QuickBooks Online. So just go into your top right-hand side gear menu and select budget, and you can select if you want yearly or if you want quarterly or if you want monthly, you can select that. You can use the numbers from the prior years and then just go from there. And there's a lot of different features that you can use that make it easier for you. Or if you don't have the right subscription and you want to use the information you already have in QuickBooks, just go ahead and go into that profit and loss and click on the export button icon in QuickBooks and export it to an Excel spreadsheet where you will be able to adjust the numbers according to your future budget. How important it is to budget it right. I can't express to you how important it is for your growth to be able to not only know your numbers, but forecast what you want to be in the future or where you want to be in the future. So if you want to grow your firm to double the size in the next 3 years, okay, so how much do you have to grow each year? Let's say 30% or 33% each year. And how are you going to get there? Of course, if you're doing the same thing over and over again, that's not going to happen, right? That's really not going to happen. You're going to have to set goals and then next strategize how you're going to get there. Okay, increasing your advertising. There's so many ways to advertise for free, not only word of mouth, but now with technology, you can reach out tons of people by recording a video, having a YouTube channel, just like I have on my business. Have a YouTube channel, have a Facebook page where you share information with your clients. There's so many ways that you can grow your business without having to spend much money, just using what technology is now available. Okay, and being able to know and have a picture in your mind of exactly where you want to go is key to your success. Not only do you have to have the right information for you where you currently are financially, but you also want to have a picture in your mind of where you want to go. And if you can imagine that, you can make it happen. You can make it happen by strategizing, seeing what kind of increase or advertising you want to increase your budget, or what things you're not doing this year that you want to do next year so that you can grow. And a lot of times, if the economy is a little rough, just to be able to stay afloat, you want to make sure you double your efforts, right? So that once the economy gets back in shape and you'll be able to get to where you want to be. But, I've seen so many companies thrive in low economy. So there's actually no way for you to say, the economy is it's rough right now, so I'm not going to be able to reach my goals. No, not at all. Not at all. It's just What you need to do is to find the right strategy to be able to grow your business no matter what the economy is right now. If you have a restaurant, for instance, you want to make sure that not only you're increasing your sales, but you're keeping an eye on your cost of goods sold and you're keeping an eye on your labor costs. But those two expenses are the major expenses of any restaurant. And if you can't keep tab on that, you're not going to be able to grow. So you want to make sure you keep track of your cost of goods sold. And if you need to lower the cost of goods sold, look for different vendors. Look for multiple vendors and make sure that you're maximizing that ability to find the best price and the best location and minimize your cost. Minimize waste of food. If you realize that there's too much waste of food being thrown away at the end of the day, maybe you should cook less or maybe you should choose a menu that is easier to cook and easier to replenish, or it doesn't go bad so fast. You want to have fresh produce and you want to have good quality food, but you also don't want to have a lot of spoilage, because if you do have a lot of spoilage, it's going to increase your cost of goods sold. Same thing with labor. Labor cost is very high right now, and I understand you don't want to fire people. You don't want to send your employees away because you need them on the high season. So how do you deal with that? Talk to your employees. If you need to lower their hours, lower their hours during the low economy, but definitely work with your employees so that you can maximize your labor and minimize the labor costs. All right. If there's a conversation with your employees, if you're open with your employees on what your goals are, in reality, you will not have to get there because, of course, you find different ways to make income on the low season. If you're seasonal, for instance, I had a customer who had a landscaping business, and on the winter time, he converted his business into a snow plowing business by just buying a few more equipments and using the trucks and the labor that he had. So there's different things you can do. Make sure you talk to your employees about it and get ideas from your employees as well, because sometimes they will give you a lot of ideas of things that you can do during your low times. All right. If you like this content, I'm going to ask you for one favor. Subscribe. If you have not, subscribe to our channel. We're going to be back over and over again. We're going to talk not just about QuickBooks. We're going to talk about how to take your business to the next level. But of course, you need the right numbers for that. You need the right point of reference to take your business to the next level. That's what we're going to talk about, how to get there, how to strategize in a way that you're going to take your business to the next level. You're going to grow multiple times instead of just staying in the same place over and over again. We're going to help you get to the next level. That's our goal here, is to take you to the next level. And I'd like to thank you for taking the time to spend this time with me. I really feel grateful for all of you who've been watching our channel through the years. And we intend to grow next year. So that's why we doubled the number of videos every week. So instead of one video a week, you'll see 2 videos a week. So I hope to see you soon, and we're going to continue working hard, very hard, to bring content that is useful to you. So subscribe and be back next week. And until next time, keep on smiling.